Okay, guys, expedition time. People have been asking me for some expedition videos, so here you go. It is the last expedition rotation of the year. This is going to be your teams for November and December. For November and December, we have got Hopeless Symmachus for water, Destructive Gigantus for dark, and Brutal Ferris for fire. Before we get into this, I want to talk about the Expedition Depot and the Battle Pass. People ask me all the time, is this shit worth 1,500 Skystones? And what you get from that 1,500 Skystones, some extra charms, some extra reforged mats, especially Manny Stones. The two big ones are, of course, 3 extra Molagora and 3 extra conversion boxes. I think people undervalue these and they're huge. And you also pick up, half of a Galaxy Summon, 3 extra gold transmit stones. There was a time when I was big on these. I thought this was insane value, but farming reforged mats is a lot easier now. Molagora flows a lot faster now. We get a lot more Molagora than we used to. So, and on top of that, Skystones are being used for a lot more things than they used to be. I used to buy this religiously, but now it's not that the value isn't there anymore so much as the scarcity of Skystones is higher. So I would encourage you to really look at this and ask yourself, is 3 Mola going to make it that important? Do I desperately need the Mola? Do I really need these gold transmit stones? I am thinking 90% of the players in this game are probably going to want to skip this. This needs to be fattened up to be consistent with the generosity of 2025, or the price needs reduced because they come at us for our Skystones so heavily now. I'm not feeling it like I used to. So I would I can't make this decision for you. You know your account better than me, but I don't think it's quite as good as it used to be. So if you see me praising it and buying it in past expedition videos, remember 2024 was a very different time in Epic 7 than 2025. Post Origin update, a lot of things changed. Post 7th anniversary, a lot of things changed. The generosity of the game, the speed at which we grind stuff, has made this feel a little bit obsolete. All right, so a lot of new players, so I'm going to keep this new player friendly. We'll start out with the Brutal Ferris. Let's get a poster in. Here is my team. Now, we're going to run Brieg because he's free and everybody gets him. I've got my Brieg at 175 speed, and that is with intent. I think if you run Brieg faster than 180, you're going to struggle a little bit with Dark Expedition, but we'll get to that later. I like him at the 175, 180 speed. Faster than that, it's going to be a little trouble. 85% crit chance is all you need for a guaranteed crit because we have elemental advantage, water into fire. So this will help him do a little bit of damage, but his damage really isn't that important. I think you want to have him at least 26, 27k HP, and you want to have him on a damage mitigation artifact. Proof of Valor works. Best in slot is Sword of Azera. 30% damage reduction is best in the game. You can run him on mature sunglasses to make him a little bit more of a damage dealer, but you better bulk him up more than this. You better stack some more defense or get his HP even higher to help him be survivable. My HP is really high because my defense is really low. As your defense goes up, your HP can go down, but he's an HP scaler, so I lean on the side of HP over defense. As far as effectiveness goes, you need 85% effectiveness to debuff the mobs. He gives himself 50% effectiveness on his defense break, so you really only need 35% effectiveness on this unit to guarantee your defense breaks. More than that is a waste. Next unit, also free. For people who ask, where you get him for free is the Hero's Path. You complete the Path of Orbis. He's one of the rewards on that. Next unit, who you also get for free. I mean, by free, I mean you have to grind for, but there's no gotcha involved. You go do her connections and you get the mighty Tamarin. Tamarin is a pretty easy build. I've got her at 85% effectiveness, so she can strip the defense buff off of the Gigantus. She doesn't need any effectiveness, really. It's just a perk. So don't worry about, if you can't build her with the effectiveness, it's a perk, not a mandate. The effect resistance, she only needs 100 ER, not 200, again, for the Gigantus fight. If you can get 200 ER on her, it makes her way more usable in a lot of PvE like Abyss and stuff, but it is a perk, not a mandate. So don't worry about effectiveness and only shoot for 100 ER. That's all you need. Once you get 100 ER on her, next you want to focus on speed versus HP and defense. Effective HP versus speed. Try to keep her above 190 speed. The faster, the better. I like mine over 220. You want this girl to cycle. She is your principal healer, attack buffer. You want her to take turns. So try to get her, I said 190, but try to keep her north of 200 speed. The rest just pump into HP and defense. You want her to take hits and not die. If you try to mimic all these stats, it's a very hard build, but if you try to mimic just these stats with 100 ER, I think it's not so bad. I like her on Magahara's Tome. She's full of non-attack skills. This helps cycle her. If you don't have Magahara's Tome, Prophetic Candlestick is another great option to cycle her skills. And if you're having trouble building the bulk and you've got some imprints in her, you can turn her imprints on for more bulk, but I'm just going to give some damage to the rest of my team. Third unit that everybody gets for free is Yuna. Yuna is here, again, to give a little bit of HP to my squishy Tamarin. Yuna is here for two reasons. Speed buff and attack buff. The attack buff is huge and the speed buff is huge. Brig gives a slow debuff. She gives a speed buff, a 3-turn speed buff. The key to expeditions is speed buff combined with slow debuff, combined with defense break, combined with attack buff. Plus and minus in both columns. You get all 4 knocked out. It's a breeze. As far as an exclusive equipment goes, it doesn't matter. I gave her the one that makes her giant space panty laser do more damage. And as for an artifact, if you're having trouble staying alive, you can put Bloodstone on her, but I just ran her own artifact that you get from doing her side story. She is not really here for damage, and she does do some damage. Give her some damage if you can. She doesn't need any effectiveness. She doesn't need any effect res. She speed, you kind of want her in the same range as Brig. It's okay if she goes first, but it's ideal if she is like slower than 180. I know mine's 183. She's right on that line. But the reason you don't want her to be that stupid giga fast is because of the destructive Gigantus fight once again. You want her to go after the Gigantus goes. I'll explain why when we get to that one. A little bit of health to stay alive. Stack some damage on her. She does a real good job. You can give her some attack if you want her to do even more damage. But the HP is nice if you're having trouble keeping the rest of your team alive. So the fourth unit is Commander Lorina. Commander Lorina you pick up from the connections. She is a specially changed hero. She is probably the first specially changed you want to bang out. She is insane. So for Commander Lorina, you can run her as a PvE build or as a PvP build. Both work just fine. What's important though is that she has 200% effect resistance, 100% crit chance, and then you put the rest into damage. Nothing else matters. You get her to 200 ER. If you have to do it with an ER boosting artifact, go for it. But you get her that 200 ER. It is key on her. And then the rest just goes into damage. Crit chance, crit damage, and attack. Speed doesn't matter. Health doesn't matter. None of that matters. PvP build the same way. ER, crit chance, crit damage. The only difference between a PvE and a PvP build is PvP build typically runs her on counter set. And for those of you curious, if you want to make a second Commander Lorina, it is pretty simple. You go over to your box. You find yourself a fresh, shiny, new non-Commander Lorina. You pull her out of your storage. You find her in your hero list. There she is. Click on the little helmet. Level her up to level 30. Once she is level 30, you click the Awakening button. And right here, specialty change now. Nice and hidden where you'd never expect it. You click on it, you hit confirm. You don't have to go through any of the quests or anything. Bam, there is your brand shiny new second, or in my case, third Commander Lorina. That's how you do it. So if you guys want to build a PvE and a PvP one too, that's how you do it. Just remember, although you don't have to do all of her specially changed stuff, you do still have to do her entire ass skill tree. So get ready to farm some runes if you want to do that. And that's the whole team, guys. It's as simple as that. Now, substitutions. If you want to make this faster, you can drop Yuna, put in Fene. Although you lose the speed buff, Fene does so much damage, it makes up for the missing speed buff. Swapping Yuna out for Fene does give you a faster, stronger killing team. Let's fire it up and see how the fight goes. All right, guys. Everybody's skills are fully on for this. Tam's going to do her first hit. Yuna's going to do her speed buff, which sometimes pushes Brieg up. There we go. We got Brieg to go because the S3 is a CR push. Brieg is able to drop in his defense break. Hopefully it sticks. There we go. Speed down, defense break, attack buff, speed buff. Look at this damage. Commander Lorina takes turn after turn after turn while silenced, because the passive is when you're silenced, your CR pushes are pushed all the way up, so you're able to clear through this. We've already done 20% of the Ferris's health bar before the Ferris's, sorry, 25% of the Ferris's health bar before the Ferris has gotten a second attack off. Dual attack and another hit. Wow, 30%, and it's the Ferris's first actual attack. Giant space panty laser coming in. Let's see how much damage this does. On a not super high damage Yuna, we still are able to drop into no defense break an additional 15k damage. Respectable for no defense break. Speaking of no defense break, it's time for Brieg to do his attack and get another hit off, activating his passive into another defense break and slow debuff. That's why Brieg is so good here. Maintaining the slow debuff and the defense break's huge. And this is why Tam is so good here. Constant CR pushes, more attack buffs. Lorina back to the front of the line. Changing it to a 3-turn attack buff. A hit with a dual attack from Commander Lorina. Brieg does his S1 with a dual attack from Commander Lorina. S1 from Tam, dual attack from Commander Lorina, ready for her S3. We are now below the 50% mark, and the Ferris is doing his second attack of the fight. And onward and upward is very fast, very clean. I want you guys to pay attention to that HP bar over the Ferris and see how good this is going. As crazy as it sounds, if you dropped Yuna out and you put a good damage dealing Fene on the team, we would be even further along. I'm usually about 1.2 million points at this point in time. So if you are having trouble clearing, you're having trouble with survivability, Fene is an extra healer on the team, and she's an extra damage dealer on the team. It is the double threat. It's actually legitimately better than Yuna, but I don't want people to say, what if I don't have Fene? So I'm trying to do this with units everybody has. And yes, you can make this better with other DPS units. There are plenty of units you can use. I did this team with Argent Waves Hua Young and Fern, and it was wild. You can put lots of other units in. Fene is great. All these units can do damage. You can run Luna in here. A whole variety of units you can use, but this team is free. It's a 1-turn clear with a bullet. So this is the one I'm going to present to you because it's the one I know all of you can put together, even with lower quality gear. Pow. Giant space panties laser. Into a defense break. How much does the panty laser do? 54k damage. It's kind of respectable. Yuna hits surprisingly hard with that laser. Brieg coming in for another hit. We are down to about 8% health. Yuna pushes everybody up again. Bam. And hit. And almost, guys. So close. So close. 5% health left, and we've hit the halfway part of the fight. There's the silence. That is the halfway part of the fight. If Fene was on the team, we would have killed it before that halfway mark. That good, that clean, that easy. If I can do this with the gear loadout I just showed you, fast enough I could almost kill him twice in one run, then you guys can go a lot lower damage on your units. If you're like, I can't build a Commander Lorina that strong, I can't get that much crit damage on Brieg, you don't have to. This is a pretty easy clear for all of you. It'll get your Dagger Sakar banged out, and it'll get you your 1.8 million so you can get in there and start doing sweeps. Let's move on to the Destructive Gigantus, the dark version. So, you know what's great is conservation of gear. How about the exact same team? The exact same team. So I'm not going to go over the gear again, except to point out that the Destructive Gigantus puts a debuff called Electrocution on your team, and you cleanse it with doing non-attack skills. Well, Yuna, first thing she will do is a non-attack skill. Brieg, the first thing he will do is a non-attack skill. Tam, she'll just do a non-attack skill as soon as somebody's hurt. So you can cleanse 3 of those off immediately, but only if the Gigantus goes first. If Yuna goes first and uses a non-attack skill, or Brieg goes first, uses a non-attack skill, then you get electrocution. Suddenly you're taking so much damage you have trouble staying alive. So you either need to manual it, or you need to respect what I said before and keep your speeds below 185. Below 180 ideally. It's why Brieg is here, and that is why Yuna is here. It's to make sure both of them go after the Gigantus jumps. Here's the team, guys. Check it out. One more time. All skills are on. Some people say to run Lorina's skills off, but her penetration hits so hard, I leave it on. But look at this. Electrocution, non-attack skill, cleansed. Brieg is going to do his thing next. Non-attack skill, electrocution, cleansed. And that's what lets you survive. So if your Brieg is faster, if your Yuna is faster, you either need to A, slow them down, or B, manual the start of the fight so that you don't use their non-attack skills before electrocution. Tam gets rid of the last electrocution. Now there's only one electrocution on there, and that is on Lorina. One of them is not enough to worry about damage throughout this fight. So when the cannon attacks, the cannon has a chance to reduce skill cooldowns. The cannon has 0 effectiveness. That means if you have 100 effect resistance, you are immune to the cannon's skill pushback. And that's why I said on Tamarin, you want 100 ER. Not 200, 100. Because if you have 100 ER on Tamarin, you are immune to the cannon's skill cooldowns. And that's important. You want Tamarin to transform. You want Tamarin to heal. You don't want Tamarin's skills constantly put into skill cooldown. You want Tam to be able to do this. So 100 ER on Tam is important. Brieg got the defense break up. We lost the speed down, but we do have the speed up. Hopefully Brieg can get the slow debuff later. The slow debuff pairs so well with the speed buff. Hit, pow. Notice how it said resistance when the cannon fired his cannon off. It's because both Tam and Lorina have the effect resistance to not be bothered by the skill cooldowns. And that means Lorina will be able to use her S3s, Tam will be able to use her S2s and transform, and the S1s for those dual attacks, very nice. Okay, we got that defense buff up. That kind of sucks. That means this giant space panty laser is going to hit like a wet noodle. Ew. Yeah, 13k is not bad. Tam heals. Electrocution. Brieg uses his S2 into his S1, which is going to trigger his S3, which is going to strip, defense break, and slow. Don't let me down. Give me the triple threat, Brieg. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Into the S3 from Lorina. Look how hard this hits. Has 6% of its health in one hit. Yuna giving an attack buff and speed buff, and now we've got the full Monty, guys. Defense break, attack buff, speed buff, speed down, everything we could possibly want, and Tamarin CR pushing us to the front of the line. Hit, more dual attacks, pow. Okay, we're down to about 30% left. That cannon can't do crap to me because I've got all the ER. Giant space panty laser. More than 12k this time, right? Yeah, 38k. Not bad. Hit. Tam pushes everybody up. Lorina smacks for another 5% damage. Gosh, she's really doing 5% damage every time she hits, isn't she? And for those of you saying, man, you sure are getting lucky on dual attacks, remember, Lorina has 20% dual attack chance. Every 5 times you attack with an S1 skill, she should dual attack for one of those 5 times. It's kind of crazy. Sorry, 30% chance. Every 3 times you attack, she should attack 1 out of 3 times. That's why you're seeing so many dual attacks. And her dual attack CR pusher, what makes her so good. One more dual attack, please, for the road. Aw. That's okay. Tam's going to push up, and the fight is over. Look at the bar over the Gigantus's head. You can see we've still got 2 full rotations before the end of the fight. So again, your gear could be significantly lower, and you would still be able to clear in 1 turn entry. It is very, very stable. Oh, and remember, when it comes to dual attack chance, some people don't notice this because it's hidden under this incredibly cumbersome in-game wiki. But if you look under the combat guide and you look under the dual attack tab, you will see the dual attack chance cannot exceed 30%. So she's got baked in 30%. So putting artifacts on her that increase dual attack, putting unity set on her that increase dual attack, it's like putting additional crit chance on a unit who's already at 100% crit. You can't be more than 30. So don't put dual attack on your command Lorina, please and thank you. All right, guys, we got one last one to do, and that is the Ice Expedition. So, the same team. Not quite. We're making a couple changes. Now, first things first, Brieg is really good up front. But you know who's better? If you have her, run a free run up front. An RTA free run works just fine. A PvE free run works even better. A villager free run is best. So if you want to do this fast, kick your Brieg to the curb and put free run in there. But I am going to do this free to play friendly, so we're leaving Brieg in. And Commander Lorina is not that good here. I'm going to show you how to use Commander Lorina here. But in a perfect world, the best units that you can run in this back slot are by far and away the #1 best unit for back row. I'm going to keep talking till I find them, is Fenris. Fenris is god tier. And if you want to run Fenris on this, he will make this fight so easy for you. Just speed doesn't matter. Just build him attack and crit damage and make sure he's at 85% crit chance because you're going into a water elemental, so you only need 85 crit chance, 100% for other things. I love this artifact on him, but any damage boosting artifact would work. You build this Fenris, this is cake. Best possible unit. But not a lot of people have Fenris, and I'm going to have a lot of people say, oh, what do I run if I don't have Fenris? Well, your second best option if you don't have Fenris, and yes, she is limited, Midnight Galililius. Turn her skills off. Her S3 sucks in this, but with her skills off, Galililius is probably your second best option for this. For those of you who are around for it, Ram is probably your third best option. Your fourth best option is going to be a nuke green Sid. And when I say nuke, I mean you run him slow and you stack a ton of damage on him. Ton of damage on him. But I don't want a bunch of people saying, but what if I don't have that unit? So I'm going to try this, and I have not tested this yet. This is a first time run through. I've tried it on auto, and I know on auto it's close, but not quite good enough. But I think if I manual it, and I know manualing Expo, this is just to get your 1.8 million clear for all you new players. And after that, you can use sweeps. For everyone else who wants to full auto it, put Fenris in there, smash auto, 100% clear. Very easy with Fenris in this back slot. Same Brieg as before. Nothing special has changed. If you want to up his crit chance to let him crit here, that's a nice little bonus. But we're leaving Brieg alone. Tamarin. It's very important to have the bulkiness because we are taking a fire unit into a water boss. If you want to turn her imprint onto Stealth to help keep her alive, maybe not a bad idea. But yeah, she has got to have a little bit of bulk or she will just die horribly. A lot of people that tell me this team's not working for them, I look at their stuff and their TAM just doesn't have the bulk to survive it. We're going to run Lilka. Though Lilka is not technically free, she is a 3-star unit. If you don't have Lilka, you can run Righteous Thief Ruzid, you can run Mercenary Helga, but nobody is better than Lilka at this job. Song of Stars on Lilka is best in slot, adds target to her kit, in addition to being a defense breaker. Have a little bit of speed on her, give her a little bit of damage. She does surprisingly good damage. She is a ranger after all, so she hits pretty hard. 85% effectiveness is the goal. And the Commander Lorina we're running is the same Lorina we have run. That's the wrong Lorina. Boop. And the Commander Lorina I'm running is just my DPS Commander Lorina. She is stacked to the 9s, so we'll see if this works. I really hope this does work. Otherwise, I'll have to re-record this whole damn setting. Let's go. Okay, bam. Everybody's fatigued. Lilka is going to push Lorina up. Tam will scrape off some of the damage. Brieg, I'm just going to send straight in with the S3. I'll save that shield for a little bit later when we're hurt. Look at S3s for the target debuff. Let's go. Tamarin with a smack. Ouch, ouch. Okay. Brieg, let's use your shield to cycle your focus a little bit. Hit here. That's one from Lilka. A little bit of a heal from Tam. And now should be Lorina's turn. Okay, let's just rip the S3. We got target and defense break up, so even though we can't burn it, I want to get that damage on the board as quickly as possible. S1, maybe a dual attack. Not who I expect the dual attack from, but we'll take it. We'll push Lorina up considerably. And Brieg's going to drop his S1. Nice job helping there, Tamarin. Into the S2, we'll get the defense break and the slow debuff reactivated. Or no slow debuff. Shit happens. Another hit. God, we didn't even get the defense break either. We got nothing from Brieg. Thanks for nothing, Brieg. Transform here. Push everyone up. And where is Brieg's skill? Is Brieg's S3 ready? It is not. I'm going to burn this to get the defense break and and I didn't get the target because of course I didn't. It's okay. Defense break's more important. S1 for a solid hit. Brieg can S1 into that defense break as well. Tamarin's going to S1 into that defense break. Powell pushing everybody up. We're at the 25% mark on the HP bar. Use the S3 to get the slow debuff and all the other debuffs. Brieg is going to I'm going to shield up. That'll bring my focus up to here. I'm going to S1 so that I can S1 next round. Oh, no, that was all I needed. That S1's into the S3. We extend the defense break, right? Extend it. Good. I'm going to burn this S2. Burning it gives me an extra turn. Solid damage. Into another S1. Pow. Bam. Let's push everybody up so we can get a few more attacks in before we hit the halfway point. S1. Where's my dual attacks? I'm just going to S1 here. Dual attack. Nice. S1 here. Pow. And I'm going to save this because he's getting ready to hop. The A is lit up, and I want my Lorina to push up. So just S1 here. Oh, very nice. So we're at the halfway point, and we are past the halfway point on damage, so we're in good shape here. We will heal up. We'll push Lorina up. I will S3 to get the slow debuff off and the defense break. Please, and thank you. Defense break and slow. Very nice. We'll S3 to get a speed buff on the team. So Lorina can start moving. Cleanse, heal, push. All the good things are about to happen. Burn because we can. That was a chunk of damage, guys. That was like 15% damage in one turn. There's that hit. S1. Pop. Brieg. S2s. This should line me up for an S3 off of my passive. Defense break and slow debuff. Nice. That's one for target. I'm dual attacking with everybody that's not named Lorina. You guys seeing this? That's crazy. S1 hit. I think I cut. With this push up. I especially cut if I use this skill. Oh my god, guys, are you seeing it? I'm seeing it. Soul burn! Get boned! Pow! Okay, we've got a precious 14% left to go, guys. Can I get a dual attack? Thank you very much. I'm going to burn because I want the defense break more than anything else. And I didn't get it because, of course, I didn't. Well, S1 here. Into just the target. We're going to heal up. It'd be dead now if I hadn't missed that defense break. Stupid 15% in PvE. Why do you exist? Pow. Woo! Zoom, zoom, guys. Zoom, zoom. Point of my spear. And there you go. Nobody wants to do this on manual. Nobody. So put Fenris in the back. Put Ram in the back. Put Sid in the back. Put Midnight Galileas in the back with her skills off. There's lots of ways to do more damage than with Commander Lorina, but I wanted to show you that it can be done with all free units because you do it the first time, you get it out of the way, and then you can just come in and push the sweep button and you are good. And for those of you who are like, that's the best gear on my account to make a unit that strong, I don't care. Put the best gear on your account on these units, make it happen, because once you've got the sweep locked in, I'm telling you guys, once you got the sweep locked in, you don't even need units on the team. You can run this with Aether in a dress. Aether in a dress, you hit the sweep button, it doesn't matter. It's just giving you the same damage you got with your highest score team, so you're good for the rest of November. Put the gear back where it belongs, get it done, and then you can just progress through this using sweeps. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And that's it, guys. That's my expedition guide for this time around. I am going to put Fenris back on Hopeless Symmachus because holy crap, that was a pain. I don't want to ever have to manual an expedition again, but that'll get you taken care of. Likewise with Dark and with Fire, if you're struggling for damage, you can run that on manual tool just to get the soul burns off on Commander Lorina. Commander Lorina's soul burns basically increase the damage you do by about 50%, letting you accomplish these even at relatively low gear scores. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, Epic 7. Special shout out to my Wulf Pack for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much. If you would like to become a Patreon supporter, click this link right here and become a member of the Wulf Pack. You will be able to get ad-free videos, advanced access to videos, as well as other special perks through your membership. So check me out at patreon.com/TristenWulf, and I'll catch you in the next one.